Chapter 5. Adding components in a web page. Adding images to your web pages. Adding an image to a web page makes it more attractive. You can insert images in a web page by using the img tag, which is an empty tag. Images definitely make a web page more interesting, but they also make it heavier in terms of bytes, which means that it will take a longer time to upload. Hence, a proper balance must be maintained between the aesthetics and the size of the web page. The image tag has several attributes which are used to specify the source, height, width, and alignment of the picture. The attributes are given in the table below. Attribute, function, lists. While simple in concept, lists can be very powerful in execution. There are 3 types of lists: unordered lists, ordered lists, and definition lists. The first 2 are very similar in structure, while definition lists have a unique setup. Unordered lists. An unordered list means a list of items which are not in any order, and each item is just preceded by a bullet, a distinctive character, typically a small black circle. The list begins and ends with these tags. Each item in the list is marked using this tag, which stands for list item, has a corresponding closing tag. But this closing tag is not required to end the list item, although you could use one if you really want to. You can use as many list items as you like, up to your browser's built-in maximum limit. Here is the HTML code for a simple list. If you load an HTML page containing the markup above, you will see the days of the week, each one preceded by a bullet as shown in the Explorer window. You can nest lists indefinitely, but practically it is readable up to 3 or 4 levels only. Ordered lists. On the face of it, ordered lists look a lot like unordered lists, and a lot of the same rules apply to both constructs. However, when an ordered list is displayed in a web browser, it uses an automatically generated sequence of item markers. In other words, the items are numbered. The only difference in HTML is that instead of using these tags, an ordered list is contained within these tags. The HTML code for a simple ordered list based on the first example in this chapter is as given below. The above markup will look similar to the previously discussed simple unordered list, with the important difference that each day of the week is numbered instead of preceded by a bullet. Definition lists. As you might expect, definition lists begin and end with the tags DL. However, unlike the unordered and ordered lists, definition lists are not based on list items. They are instead based on the term definition pairs. Here is the markup for a basic definition list and its output in web browser. A good way to think of it is that DT stands for definition list term and DD stands for definition list definition. When the above list is displayed, it arranges the elements such that each term is associated with the corresponding definition. The exact arrangement of elements may vary from browser to browser. Adding marquees in web pages with the marquee tag. Marquees which are moving or scrolling text can be inserted by the marquee tag. The direction attribute can be used to specify the direction of the scrolling text. Example: Anchor tag. The anchor tag is used to create hyperlinks. It is a container tag. href attribute of the anchor tag. The href attribute is used with the anchor tag. We can create two types of links using the href tag. External links. These links allow us to link two different web documents to each other. Internal links. These links allow us to link two different sections of the same page. External linking. Linking to another document. The href attribute can be used to link one document to another. Syntax. Example: let us now link a few web pages using the HTML tags using the anchor tag. Links between sections of different documents. Suppose you want to set a link from document A to a specific section in another document. Enter the following HTML coding in document A.html for a link to a named anchor. The characters after the hash mark as a tab within the main stats.html file. This tab tells your browser what should be displayed at the top of the window when the link is activated. In other words, the first line in your browser window should be the Acadia National Park heading. Next, create the named anchor, in this example ANP, in mainstats.html. With both of these elements in place, you can bring a reader directly to the Acadia reference in mainstats.html. Internal links. Links to specific sections within the current web page. Anchors can also be used to move a reader to a particular section in a web page rather than to the top, which is the default. This type of an anchor is commonly called a named anchor because to create the links, you insert HTML names within the document. The technique is the same except the file name is omitted. For example, to link to the ANP anchor from within main stacks, enter. Be sure to include the A name tag at the place in your document where you want the link to jump to. Using email ID as hyperlink. You can make it easy for a reader to send electronic mail to a specific person or mail alias by including the mail to attribute in a hyperlink. The format is, for example, enter alternate text for images. Some World Wide Web browsers, primarily the text-only browsers such as links, cannot display images. Some users turn off image loading even if their software can display images, especially if they are using a modem or have a slow connection. HTML provides a mechanism to tell readers what they are missing on your pages if they can't load images. The ALT attribute lets you specify text to be displayed instead of an image. For example, where uparrow.gif is the picture of an upward pointing arrow. With graphics capable viewers that have image loading turned on, they can see the up arrow graphic. With a text-only browser, or if image loading is turned off, the word up arrow is shown in the window in place of the image. Similarly, to give alternate text for your school logo, you can write HTML code as follows. The alt attribute is used to give the short description, in this case, my school. For complex images, you may need to also give a longer description. Assuming this has been written in the file school.html, you can add one as follows using the long description attribute. You should try to include alternate text for each image you use in your web document, which is a courtesy for your readers, or for users who might be visually impaired, a necessity. Adding external images, sounds and animations. You may want to have an image open as a separate document when a user activates a link on either a Word or a smaller inline version of the image included in your document. This is called an external image, and it is useful if you do not wish to slow down the loading of the main document with large inline images. To include a reference to an external image, enter. You can also use a smaller image as a link to a larger image. Enter. You will see the small image.gif image, and when clicked on, it will open the larger image.gif file. Use the same syntax for links to external animations and sounds. The only difference is the file extension of the linked file. For example, specifies a link to a QuickTime movie. Some common audio and movie file types and their extensions are